Champions of Europe, champions of the world, 65th trophy in our history. Arsenal Women's Football Club, they're the best. They're the best that English football has ever seen, and you can't argue with it. The proof is in the goddamn pudding. You can't argue with the proof in the pudding. Now that was so sublime from the Arsenal women. There are some times in the game where it was really weird. But let me run through the game. It was first a defensive error early in the game. Blackstenius pounced on it, but a shot was saved by the Corinthians keeper and Olivia Smith. £1 million. She's not £1 million for nothing. Beautiful volley into the bottom corner, evades all of the players in front of her, and 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. And it was so good football from there on. But a scrappy corner for Corinthians and they got it over the line. Happens. We picked our heads up, went into the game, and 1-1 at halftime. It was really looking good. Then we came out second half, pumping, pushing the button, looking for that goal. Corinthians were under pressure, and eventually Lotte Wubben-Moy headed it into the bottom right hand corner from a corner kick. That's interesting. Arsenal women corner kick. Who knows? But yeah, that was very, very encouraging. 2-1 up. It looked like we have wrapped the game up. And from there, it was actually very annoying because I've been following since this season started and since the end of last season, I've been following Arsenal women a lot. And my only criticism about them under Renee Sliggers is being clinical in certain games. And I've watched some games. Talk about the Manchester United game earlier this season, and then you talk about the Aston Villa game at the Emirates this season. For them, you have a lot of chances. You're the better team. You create a lot of chances, but you end up leaving game 1-0, 1-1, drawing for no reason. And you have lethal players. They're clinical players that can finish off teams, but you don't take advantage. And that's what eventually happened. We had a lot of chances, and in the last minute, a fluke penalty, which I don't believe was a penalty. I don't think if it was the Champions League or it was the Premier League, it would have been given because that's just not a penalty. Never a penalty. Katie McCabe cleared the ball, and they were given a penalty, last minute penalty, stoppage time, last minute of the game on the course of winning it, and they slaughtered the penalty. So it was 2-2 to Corinthians. Corinthians came to the Emirates full support, and it was really nice to play this game in the Emirates because I don't think men or women have had like a trophy fight in the Emirates for competitively actually. So it's very nice to play a game at the Emirates and win a trophy as well. And going into extra time was pretty even. Corinthians came with the momentum naturally, but Arsenal stuffed it out. Chloe Kelly, Frida Manum. I had some criticisms of them, slow moving of the ball sometimes, but at the end of the day, they picked their spots, they were patient, and Frida Manum pressed with Alessia Russo, got the ball, through pass to Caitlin Ford, and what a finish by at the near post. Brilliant. One of the best finishes I've seen this year. It's not really that dazzling in the eyes, but the technique to carry the ball, you were at such a tight angle. The technique for her to carry that ball and just place it around the keeper to the near post at such a tight angle, man, it was really, really good to watch sometimes and to just admire some very good football genius. And we just deserved it. We deserved to win. Sad moment at the end of the game though. Annika Boba. I've really been a big fan of Annika Boba, and I was really noticing that since Daphne Van Donsela came out, she has come back from the injury for a while now, and she has not really started. And then I see Annika Boba is really doing well, but unfortunately, when she was trying to come for a ball, Lotte Wubben-Moy and her collided, and she had to be stretchered off. And I hope she's doing very well because she has been very, very key in the past few games for the Arsenal women, and speedy recovery, whatever happened to her, probably a concussion, but yeah, but that's the only dampener. But yeah, champions of the world, and it's very, very nice to see, this because it will inspire a lot of people. And we see Sophie Howard signed a new contract, a very young player. Katie Reed as well, she's out with the ACL, but she's also a youngster. It inspires new generation of girls to come up, and we're seeing such progress in women's football these days that it gladdens my heart to see is you can't compare it to past, and Arsenal are really pioneering that, playing games at the Emirates. Even when we play games at the Emirates, sometimes we even get 30,000 capacity. Like it's very for a women's game. It's very crazy because I watch some teams play also at the main stadium, like Chelsea play at Stamford Bridge. But even when Chelsea play at Stamford Bridge, I don't even see them do the numbers that we do at the Emirates for Arsenal women. And I just want to the club for backing the women this far. Like it's very very good to see them. They win the Champions League. They're champions of the world. Like and Renée Sliga has done an amazing job. And the players from Alessia Russo, Caitlin Ford, Katie McCabe, Leah Williamson, Lotte Wubben-Moy, Chloe Kelly, Olivia Smith, Smilla Homburg, a new signing. She needs to bed in more, but I just have to praise those players and the fans that always turn up, the fans I see on Twitter everywhere, the fans they are very important to the growth of this team and champion of the world. Chelsea, you never sing that. But yeah, I love Arsenal Football Club and come on you Gunners.